I'm Julie Giesman, registered dietitian from your Mill Civic Hy-Vee, here with Jenny Norgard from the Ankeny Hy-Vee and Ann Cundiff from the Fleur store. And we're here today to answer for a live web chat to answer your nutrition questions. So if you have a question for us, log on to kcci.com. Ann is going to be answering those throughout the entire program, and Jenny and I will be answering those live on air today. So later on in the Dr. Oz program, he's talking a lot about sleep, and there's actually certain foods that are linked to sleep.
There are, and certainly we're all about cherries right now, and that is why, because cherries really do have what's called melatonin in them, one of the very few foods that has melatonin, which helps us sleep better. So I'm sure a lot of people have seen cherries at the Hy-Vee, and they're in season. They're so good right now. And so healthy too, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But also when I think about sleep, one thing I always want people to know is that it is true that when we do not get an appropriate amount of sleep and don't get what we're supposed to, it can actually mess with our hormones.
Right, and you think you're hungry all day.
You do. You think you're hungry, and you actually don't have that satiety where you are full, but you don't really feel that. You crave high-fat, high-sugar food. So there's a lot when it comes to sleep.
Perfect. Well, if you have a question for us, log on to kcci.com. We'll be answering those throughout the entire program. We'll be right back. Thanks for joining us. We're here live answering your health questions. So if you have a question for us, log on to kcci.com, and Ann will get all of those questions answered for you here on our live web chat. And Ann, it looks like we've got some questions coming in. What do our viewers want to know?
Yeah, Jenna is asking, what's the best or easiest way to pit a cherry?
Oh, okay. And cherries actually are so easy to eat, and there's so many health benefits to them.
There are a whole list of health benefits when we talk about cherries, and one of the neatest things is that it is in the top 20 foods with the highest antioxidant content. So when we think about antioxidants, that's really good for heart health. They have a really good source of fiber, they contain vitamin C, and there's only 90 calories in 1 cup.
That makes it really nice too, because it really is just a lot of hand to mouth, and can just eat those. And they're so simple to eat too. All you would do is just take the stem, pop that off of there, and then you can take a cherry pitter like this and just put it inside of there, and then just press, and the pit comes right out, and then you can just go ahead and eat them as is, and you can do so many other things with them. You can cut them up, put them in a salad, or
put them in muffins. So instead of blueberry muffins, you can have cherries added to it. And you certainly don't need a cherry pitter, but it makes it really, really easy and easy to eat as well. So lots of different ways to use it. Trail mix.
Yeah, I like to use the dried cherries just in a trail mix with a nice high fiber cereal, and then in there I've just got raw almonds, and those are unsalted, just unroasted. So those you can pack up in a small Ziploc snack-sized bag, take it for a quick breakfast on the go, or eat it for a quick breakfast snacks, keep a stash. So if you've got more questions for us, log on to kcci.com. We'll be answering many more of those. Thanks for watching. And we're back, 3 of your Hy-Vee dietitians answering your nutrition questions. So if you have a question for us, log on to kcci.com. We're going to be answering those throughout the program. And Ann's been over there answering these questions. And what else do our viewers want to know?
Hannah wants to know if there's a difference between cherry juice and tart cherry juice.
That's a really good question.
And that's a very good question, and we certainly receive that question a lot. And the tart cherry juice is very popular with a lot of our customers and our clients. And the biggest difference with your tart cherry juice is that it is that concentrate, and it actually has anti-inflammatory properties. So we really get that client that's looking for something that's going to help with arthritis, even gout.
It's the type of cherry. The tart cherry actually has 25, it's very high in the quercetin too, but it will tell you just right on here, 25 milligrams of the anthocyanins per serving. So like these packets have just 2 tablespoons in 1 packet that you can just take and add right to your water and concentrate it yourself.
Yes, and the packets are nice for being on the go, or if somebody's on vacation and can easily pack that. Or the large container is probably the most popular, and you can throw it in the refrigerator, or you can even put it in the freezer.
Because you've got a month's worth in there too. So that's the price difference that I think confuses a lot of people of why this one's so much more expensive, but it is more concentrated. So you would just take those 2 tablespoons, and in those 25 milligrams of anthocyanins that's in there, that's the same as 2 aspirin.
Yes.
So it really can be helpful with the inflammation.
Yes,
as
and I
well.
mentioned the arthritis, the gout, but especially right now during race season where a lot of athletes are doing marathons, half marathons, a
Right.
lot of different events. People have really seen some good results with decreasing soreness afterwards.
Or mix it into a smoothie, or you could mix it into yogurt, or just drink it as is too. So
Yes.
if you've got more questions for us, log on to kcci.com. We'll be back after this break showing you how to use some of those pitted cherries. Welcome back. Jenny, Ann, and I have been answering your nutrition questions on our live web chat here at kcci.com. So if you have a question for us, keep those questions coming. Ann's going to continue to answer those throughout the entire program today. So we've talked about all the health benefits of cherries and how to use them and even how to pit them.
Yes.
So you've got a great looking recipe here, Jenny, that looks delicious using
Yes.
those pitted cherries.
It is, and it's very healthy and simple, which is always important with many recipes. So this is just called a cherry blueberry trifle, and the fun thing is that you can make it individually, so a nice dessert after your meal, or you could make a large container if you're going to a barbecue
a
and
potluck
have
or something.
exactly. So let's go ahead and just get started. If you want to
Okay.
go ahead and add in, it's about a cup and a fourth, so a little over a cup of your pitted cherries, and then we also have about 1 1/4 cups of your blueberries. So
the
very healthy
deep
right
color
away.
in there too just shows that there's lots of
Yes.
those anthocyanins.
And you're
so-
going to add in a couple tablespoons of your brown sugar. And really the reason for this is it's going to bring out a lot of the juices in the fruit. And so when you make this dessert, the ladyfingers are going to soak that up and become nice and moist. So I'm going to go ahead and just start adding ladyfingers. We've taken a couple of these and broken them in half
Okay.
to fit our trifle dish. And I'm going to have you go ahead and add a scoop of the fruit on top of that. And then I'm going to layer a little bit of vanilla Greek yogurt.
Okay,
So a good
lots
way.
of protein in there too. It's going to help you feel satisfied with
Yep.
that dessert.
And then I'm going to add in the ladyfingers again and have you go ahead and add another scoop of your fruit and one more of your vanilla yogurt. So instead of ice cream, we're going to use the vanilla
Exactly.
yogurt.
Very refreshing looking too. And then we'll
Yes.
just top that with a few
Few almonds.
and we can top that with a little cherry on top. So
That's right.
That looks delicious. Well, that's all the time we have. So thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you have more questions, log on to kcci.com. Or in the future, if you have a question for a dietitian, log on to Hy-Vee.com and find a dietitian near you, or stop into your local Hy-Vee and talk with a dietitian. We're here to make your lives easier, healthier, and happier. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for joining us for these live commercial breaks during Dr. Oz and logging on to the Hy-Vee Whole Health web chat on kcci.com. These commercial breaks have been brought to you by Hy-Vee Dietitians. Please join us for future segments and let Hy-Vee Dietitians help you to live a healthier, happier life.